Tesla's latest software update that brought us this beautiful full-screen visualization has been causing havoc across all mini instrument clusters. Luckily, most of these modern ones are firmware upgradable, so it's just a matter of time until they work well again. And speaking of updates, I have received a new firmware for the X1 mini instrument cluster, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to install this update. Before going through the upgrade process, I just want to talk about two things that make the X1 unique. Like its sibling, the X2, it doesn't have any memory slot, and instead it has a micro USB interface hidden inside the device. And to access this interface, you need to crack it open like this. The second unique thing is that you need to use a Windows software to flash the firmware on the device. When I reviewed this X1 almost 2 years ago, I wouldn't have imagined the manufacturer will make this software available to the public. But here we are in 2024, we now have access to the software, which opens up the possibility of future firmware upgrades. But just a word of caution when using this software, I highly recommend running it on a computer that you don't use on a daily basis, something you can afford to lose in the worst case scenario, since I can't guarantee the software that comes with the firmware package doesn't have some sort of malware or spyware or any of those bad stuff. And preferably not connected to the internet either. In my case, I'm using this really old laptop and I set it in airplane mode, removed any references to my Wi-Fi network. So I've downloaded the firmware package from a separate computer and copied it onto an empty USB thumb drive. There are 4 things you need to update the firmware on the X1. First, you need a USB thumb drive where you can copy the firmware package files. The download link is in the description box of this video, so refer to that later. Second, you need 2 laptops as explained earlier. Third, you need a USB-A-to-Micro USB data cable. Make sure it supports data transfer, otherwise none of this will work. And lastly, of course, your X1, which should now have been disconnected from your Tesla. Using the internet-connected laptop, navigate to the link found in the description box of this video and copy these 2 firmware package files into an empty thumb drive. Once the files are copied successfully, eject the thumb drive from laptop number 1 and plug that into laptop number 2. Open the thumb drive using Windows Explorer and navigate to the folder called GD32 All-in-One Programmer. Within that folder, there's a file called gd32dfudrivers.exe. This file will install driver files onto your computer so the upgrade software can detect the X1 when you plug it into the USB port. So double-click the file, say yes to this dialog box to launch the utility software, click the install button, wait for a couple of seconds, and then dismiss the dialog box and click cancel to dismiss the application. Then go back to the thumb drive and double-click the file called gd32 all-in-one programmer.exe. This is the software that will flash the firmware on the X1. Then grab the X1 and with the broadside facing you, crack it open like so. When opening, be careful not to lose this small rubber seal. Then plug the USB cable into the micro USB slot of the X1. Then plug this onto your throwaway computer. The upgrade software should detect the X1 automatically, so go right ahead and click the connect button. And you should see the details under the device information update with some values. Next, under the download section, click the browse button and open the firmware bin file on the thumb drive. A pop-up box will appear asking you to enter a hex address. Type 8004000 and click the OK button. Leave all other fields default as shown and click the download button. Then after a couple of seconds, the X1 is now flashed with the latest firmware and ready for use. Click the disconnect button, unplug the X1 from the USB port of your throwaway computer, and we are done. Head over to your Tesla and plug the X1 back into the wiring harness. Confirm that the readings are correct. Mount it back into the dashboard, and that's how you flash the firmware of your X1. So it looks like this contender is ready to fight another battle with the next Tesla software update. So big thanks to the team at VJoyCar who supplied this firmware update. A bit late to the party, but a welcome update nonetheless. I'll provide a link to the updated firmware files in the description box of this video so you can download it later. If you have any questions or comments about this firmware update process, just pop them in the comment section down below or write me an email at autos.gizmos@gmail.com and I'm more than happy to answer those questions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button, and if you're not yet a subscriber, I create detailed DIY car videos, so if you're into those kinds of content, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future updates. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.